right hand, brother. That's right. Hey, Shalom, Akim. All right, first and foremost, we want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to our apostles and elders, great millstones, filled with well. Peace and blessing to the hopeful elect. All right. Now, as you can see, we have some special guests among us. You know, brothers from the GMS Atlanta Church. You both want to introduce yourself?
I'm Lataza one.
Ratazah. Khan, and you know, basically, you know, these brothers, hey, through the Spirit, man, hey, the Lord sent us a blessing by these brothers coming through and visiting us, man, and we basically just been breaking bread, you know, in the Spirit, you know, sharing our portions in Yahushua and building each other up, building each other up, because basically, hey, man, we coming into some tempestuous times, man, and the times we coming into, we gonna need power. We have power already, but the Lord has to increase it, because it's really going to be looking like there's no way out. You know what I'm saying? When Esau present that chip, and also these other, you know, chain of events that's going to be spiraling during the time of Jacob's trouble.
Yep.
You know, the Spirit of the Lord has to guide us. All right. So the Lord, He's going to perform miracles and show us different things for us to escape these times, just like He did with our forefathers.
That's right.
You know.
And just going into it, you know, like the elder brother Tyson one, it was on this spirit to go into spiritual powers is a must in these times, man.
That's right.
You know, because you look at the situation that Israel is in, you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, and what our enemy Esau even plans on doing, you know, without spiritual power, we through, man. Without Yahushua lifting that standard, we through, man. This is your only hope, man. You know, the way it's been so uneven between us and our arch enemies Esau Edom. You know, this nigga had trillions of dollars invested into a military, man. All right. While Jake is on the video, you know, with SKs and AKs, he has $1 trillion worth of military equipment, man.
Right.
You see, and it's gonna have to be something that's gonna balance it out, man. You know, but we have the upper hand. It's only through spiritual power. It ain't no other option, man.
And if I could make one quick point, and I got a precept. You know, because and Yahweh Shema is going to actually ordain or put us in situations to utilize that spiritual power. So you're not just going to be in the confines of your house, you know, making fireballs in the middle of the living room. You know, that's not going to glorify the Lord. The Lord is going to actually approve of putting you in a near-death situation to magnify His name through power.
That's right.
And that's how we're going to you know, overcome. You know, this place. That's why the scriptures tell you that though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. You know, because Yahweh, we have to have that power, man. There's no way we'll be able to make it through Jacob's trouble without it. You know, because Esau, he gonna utilize that blessing to the fullest extent.
Oh yeah.
You know, and we have to repel that blessing with our blessing, and our blessing was always through spiritual access. You know, so I got a quick precept. This is 1 Kings chapter 1, verse 10.
I was looking at brother host Sirach 36 on that.
Starting at 1.
Con, Salaki, I'm going to say 2 Kings. This is the book of 2 Kings. 1 second, Salaki. Book of 2 Kings chapter 1 and verse 10. It says, and Elijah answered and said to the captain of 50, if I be a man of God, then let fire come down from heaven and consume thee and the 50.
Right, and he did this because it was for a defense. You know, here it is, you have men that's sent from the king, you know what I'm saying, to, you know, pretty much bring you to the king to have you put to death. All right, Esau's going to do similar things to us, man. Which, you know, going back during that time was King Ahab, a wicked nigga, you know, wicked Israelite of the northern kingdom. But basically, equating that to these times, man, the current power structure, the people in rulership, the scripture said we should be brought before governors and kings, before, you know, for the Lord's name's sake, for a testimony. But it's just going to be more proof when the Lord show that power, though.
That's right.
That's how people's going to know, man, the Lord is with these men, you know?
That's right. Continue on. It says, and there came down fire from heaven and consumed him and his 50. So after just one request from Yahweh Shema Shai, Elijah was able to bring down fire from heaven by himself. You know, and when they witnessed that, they saw the power of Yahweh Shema Shai. So Elijah, there would have been no way Elijah could have escaped that captain of 50 without that power. There would have been, he couldn't outrun them. You know, he couldn't put a Barry Sanders move on him. You know, he had to call down fire from heaven. And he had access to that through the Spirit. And likewise will the men of the Lord in these coming times, man. That's why the scriptures tell you, be not afraid of sudden fear. Because we already got the power. Hey, out of all of these people on the planet Earth, who would be more justified in making a spiritual power request than the brothers that serve him? You know, the Lord not going to give spiritual powers to young Dolph. You know, the Lord not going to give spiritual powers to Big Meech and Jay-Z and all of these other characters. Yep. The Lord's going to grant that power, that access to the ones that's already serving him. Yep. So that's why we can't be afraid of that sudden fear, because we all going to be faced with death, man. That's right. We gotta go toe to toe with death. That's why I tell you what I think 1 Corinthians 15:26. It says the last enemy that shall be defeated is death. Meaning we're gonna come to the threshold of death. Yeah. But we're gonna overcome it through that spirit of power. Yep.
But don't get it twisted. You gotta say something, brother? Yeah, don't get it twisted, man. We equate balance. You know, it's all about balance, because certain brothers will die. But really death don't exist anyway. And really you come right back. You know, you're gonna come right back. So you know, brothers gotta believe it. But at the same time, and you made the point yesterday, somebody gonna get that power, all right? You know, because it's prophecy, man. You know, we speak about all these different things that, you know, equate to these times that we're living in, man. As far as what you're seeing, you know, Esau, what you spoke about, he has spiritual power on the left-hand side. And through that chip, hey, man, he's performing miracles. He's having paraplegics walk again. You know what I'm saying? People that's crippled in their hands, able to type. You know, people able to see again by way of a microchip. You know, what say, brother?
Well, I was gonna say, you know, because you know, to add to your point, like Esau, like you just said, you know, the blind can see. Well, Yahweh Shai made the blind to be able to see.
Absolutely.
And he didn't use no microchip or no invention, or he wasn't sitting there, you know, in the synagogue inventing, you know, some kind of technology. No, he believed in his Father that gave him the power, and the man's faith healed his sight. But Esau's power on the left-hand side, he has to create these things in the laboratory, and then he's able to give people sight. You know, but there's going to, you know, so there's that balance. The left hand and right hand side is going to collide, and it's going to be it's going to be the same thing that happened with Moses, okay? Because the Magi in Egypt was able to create snakes from staffs. Yep. But Moses created a snake from a staff. But what did Moses' snake do? He ate the other snakes that the Magi created. So the power that we're going to have in the spirit through Yahweh Shai is going to trump the technology that Esau has. But you got to believe it.
That's right.
You know? You got to have that faith that, look, the Lord is going to give me the stand to overcome what Esau has in store for us. You know?
Hey, Yahweh Shai is with brothers, man. You know, we going to, you know, stay in the scriptures, but the spirit is moving. You got to let the spirit move. The Lord going to be with brothers, man. There's many examples of Yahweh Shai making cameo appearances throughout the scriptures, man, where he would show up just to aid us. You know? So the Lord is in the midst of us, man. You know, so you got it.
Can I bring a precept real quick? This is Psalm 68 and 19. It says, "Blessed be the Lord who daily loadeth us with benefits, even the Most High of our salvation." Selah.
Yeah, that whole chapter is about chariots, man. Pretty much. What the Lord did in the ancient world. You know what I'm saying? And basically what he's going to do in these times, man. The more so is talking about these times. You know what I'm saying? And so the benefits, first of all, man, you open up to see angels, man. The average Jake can't look up in the sky and identify that's a chariot of the Lord, man.
That's right, man.
You know, so that's access to the power. You know, the brothers, you know, brought it out yesterday, man. When those chariots show up, it's to increase faith. The faith of who? The hope for elect, man. These niggas don't believe.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So you already have a portion of it, man. And more than likely, even going back to when Yahweh Shai got the increase when he was being baptized by John the Baptist, more than likely, man, that angel, it was an angel that sit down the Holy Spirit like a dove upon him, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because right after that, because you had a similar account all throughout the gospel of an angel saying, you know, by way of, you know, the Heavenly Father, this is my beloved Son in whom I am well pleased. They didn't just come out of nowhere. It was a chariot above them, man.
Yeah.
You know? So that chariot emitted the power, you know, down upon the Son of the Most High, man. So we gonna get power out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta believe it, man.
When you look into that word benefits in that precept, the definition is it says receive an advantage or profit.
Hey, that's the standard. That's the standard. You know, if somebody got that precept,
Right.
Hey, go.
This is Isaiah 59 and 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west. So that's where we're at. We're in the west, so we're fearing the name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? It says, and his glory from the rising of the sun, which goes into, you know, speaking about his righteousness, the things he's going to do, you know, for the elect. You know, it says, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against them.
That's right, man. And it say lift up. You know, and Yahweh Bashim Shai is that standard, man. And through him we'll have access to spiritual power. Now, whatever that power is, that's determined by the will of Yahweh Bashim Shai, but there will be power. If you look up the word standard, that word there in the Hebrew, if I'm not mistaken, is nach, which is the same name as Noah. Comfort, it's standard, and it also means a way to escape, or it also says to disappear.
Yeah.
You know,
To put to flight.
Yep, to put to flight. So Yahweh Bashim Shai is going to raise up an actual standard in the times of trouble for brothers to get away from situations, man.
That's right.
You know, and that's where the name of Yahweh Bashim Shai is going to be glorified through how the elect was always able to make that great escape.
Yeah.
You know, everybody not going to go up under that sword, man. Remember, the Lord is going to preserve a remnant so that they can have an advantage over death. You know, that's why the Lord tells us, you know, how we should be. That's why he said, I have not given you the spirit of fear, the spirit of fear, but what? But the spirit of power. You know, so we have power. When you look into the word power in the Hebrew, it's Allah. And that Allah is in our nationality, the name of our nationality.
That's right.
He is a prince of the power.
That's right.
Yasha Allah. So it's telling you, as soon as you come out the womb, you got power.
That's right.
As an Israelite, you already have, you know, power, man.
Divine right.
A divine right to power, man. And the only way that we can access it is through our power, Yahweh Bashim Shai, and we can do pretty much anything with it.
That's right.
Hey, one of the scriptures tell you one of the smallest forms of spiritual power is just increasing your height. You can move mountains.
Yeah,
You
so
got-
like the least thing you can do.
Yeah, that's one of the smaller things you could do. You got accounts where, you know, individuals were led by angels directly. Angels took the physical form of a man and led them. You know, and read the book of Tobit, man.
Yeah, think about that.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he needed to eat or drink with them, but they saw a vision.
Yeah. Like he was like pretty much was acting as if he was eating, but the whole time the Lord sent the angel to assist Tobias. You know, throughout his journey, man.
That's right.
You know, and that's the type of power of access that the men of the Lord have, and that we will need.
And the way you know it's real, because demons attack you when you talk about it, or when you think about it. You know, hey, get rid of that demon of doubt, man. You know what I'm saying? But actual demons, like actual spiritual forces on the left hand, come at you. You know, but like the elder has said, our brother's not gonna die. But you know, we give you the sweet and the bitter. So that's why we tell you, hope for the best and expect the worst. But at the same time, man, hey, he's only gonna kill so many brothers, man.
Right.
The Lord, he's gonna show the planet Earth that he's with us.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you killed some of my men, but look at all these men you didn't even know about. That's how the Lord worked, man.
And you know, and also, hey, you got it's more Israelites out here than we know too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out here that know that they're Jakes, and some individuals, they have to make that relationship with Yahweh Shema Shai right through drinking that cup of death, man.
Yeah.
Because look at all the warnings we putting out here, man. We telling them that they the chip, that the mark of the beast the chip. We giving all these breakdowns, but you got guys that still, with Johanna, still with IUIC, still with all these other guys, and they're gonna be led to that slaughter. They're gonna be led to that slaughter, man. For the rebelliousness, man. So we in the spirit of warning you, letting you know, this devil getting ready to come down, having great wrath upon you, man. And a lot of you guys, you will take that chip, and it's gonna cost you your life, man.
That's right.
Yeah, more to come.
Nah, but I was gonna say, so you can get put to death and the brother bring you right back to life.
Quick.
So you gotta think about that too. Yeah, you died, but you was also resurrected.
Well, hey, that's what happened with Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
Came right back. You guys.
This is going back to the power. This is Luke 10:19.
Oh yeah.
Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, which we have a form of that power now. The scorpions and serpents represent the demons, two-thirds, the so-called white man. We treading over them, by this word, man. But eventually it's going to level up to where we physically going to tread on you damn people, man.
Say, brother.
It says it says, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you.
Over all the power of the enemy, that's going to the least, man.
Right.
You see, because at the end of the day, it's only two sets of people on the planet Earth that really know what's going on, man. And that's the elites of the Edomites, and that's the elect of Israel, man.
That's right.
Beginning with the 144,000, man. That's really the front line right now, man.
Right.
Everyone else is just a civilian, man. They don't really know what's going on, man. You see, so Esau level up on the left-hand side, we got to level up on the right-hand side, man. Because we finna clash, man. But the Lord ain't gonna leave us naked, man. He gonna give us a standard, or we gonna have the advantage, man. Because for hundreds of years, Esau has had the advantage, man. This nigga, when they call the Illuminati, he was illuminated on that left-hand side, man. That's how he was able to forge his will throughout the earth, man. It was ordained by Yahweh Shema Shai. But through this word and through us practicing this, we gonna level up, man.
Right.
Like I say, when you see, a nigga like Kobe, all them niggas, you see the outcome. But it was a lot of work put in for the niggas got to that outcome, man. Right. And that's how we is in the spirit, man.
That's right.
Before we get to the spiritual power, there's a lot of things that we have to continue to do on a daily basis and level up to that point, man. You see?
Yeah, it's the refining process. That's why brothers constantly speaking about trimming.
Yeah.
Different things that really can hinder you from your power, man.
Yep.
I got something real quick. This is Luke chapter 10 and verse 17. It says, and the 70 returned again with joy, saying, Lord, even the devils are subject unto us through thy name.
Yeah, those unclean spirits, man. Which brothers casting out demons, man. Well, there's, demons on people, what I'm saying? You command them to lead a camp, or actual spirits that attack you, man. Whether in your mind or hold you down while you're sleeping, many brothers have those accounts, but you casting them out through the name Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai. The name's Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai, man. That's our power, all right? So he's only going to increase it, man, but you got to stay in the truth to see it. The Lord ain't gonna give it to a fallout.
Right. And like it says, endure to the end. The same shall be saved. So as long as you're constant, well, it's good to say that, constantly endure. You endure the hardness, you endure the affliction, and the Lord is going to slowly but surely continue to show you things to increase your faith to a point where you truly trust in Him. If the Lord will it, you're going to get the spiritual power.
Yeah, because you know what? Spiritual power, that's major prophecy. That's major biblical prophecy. Right along with World War III, martial law, race wars, famines, pestilences. The counter to all of those things is the spiritual power. So that's something in the spirit that we should be pushing, man. Right along as like we push that chip, we push that chip, how we push World War III. We gotta push them powers, man. Hey, just as much as we seeing implications on World War III, Trump moving around all kind of troops, pumping in billions into funding the war. You see alliances being broken, alliances being made. Those are implications of what? Of prophecy, man. So how do we should be able to see implications of spiritual power as well as we see the implications of the chip, but we got to be watching for it. And what has been a major thing that's been happening, showing that them spiritual powers is gonna hit, the chariot's been popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
The chariot's been popping up everywhere, bro.
That's the proof.
That's the proof. I know you brothers probably on the comment boards, or you brothers, that's been laboring in your respective city. You would have men that's in the camp probably been seeing hella chariots, man. Having dreams. Like I had a dream last week. That was a crazy dream about spiritual power, man.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure other brothers been having those type of dreams, man.
Yep.
So these are the spiritual implications that power is near.
Yep.
All of these things are not going to happen without the spiritual power.
Yeah.
It's not like the martial law gonna kick off, the famine gonna kick off, the pestilence, the race wars, the quarantines, World War III, the chip, and then there's just no power.
Yeah.
That power got right. The power got to come sometime. It got to come into play. It's just a matter of when. If we seeing all these things bubbling up, let's get ready to turn this place upside down. We got to be watching them spiritual implications that power is near.
No, you good, brother. Yeah, because how shall we be defended? That's the whole point, man. Because brothers ain't forsaken, all right? Yahushua, he wouldn't say, Lord, I'm with you always, even to the end of the world. He wouldn't say that for nothing, man. That he's with you to the very end, but he's going to show it through that access, man. And even Esau know it. You got that one movie, which it wasn't in theaters very long, but that one movie, what's it, Chronicles?
Oh, yeah.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
But they showed you before they got the powers, man, they went in like a little cave, and they basically touched a chariot, man. Or what a chariot crashed at. It was like a chariot crash site. They touched the walls or whatever. And then next thing you know, they started feeling the power, but it started, what's the word? It was like a chain reaction within their body. Yep. They couldn't really handle it at first. Yep. Next thing you know, they're waking up. The next day, they showing more and more of that power.
Yep.
Same thing happened in the new Power Rangers movie.
Yeah, the new Power Rangers movie. Yep.
They went into the water. They went into the waters.
Yep.
They were all underwater. They went in the cave, and they touched their wall.
Yep.
And then they had the stones.
Yep.
And then it started getting super strength, and they started
flying
and jumping, and they got the abilities to eventually they got the armor.
Yep.
The armor of God, the helmet, they got the armor,
the clothing.
The clothing, and they was able to fight off the
negative force.
The forces, spiritual wickedness in high places.
Yeah.
But when you listen to it, it all makes sense. Yep. If we're angels on earth, those the brothers in the heavens, in the ships, it's gonna, pick us up, Yahushua and the holy angels, saving the elect. But before that, giving brothers that power to be defended while they on the earth, man.
Yeah. Right. That's the only way. That's literally the only way that we'll be able to escape the sword of Esau. Because without that power, man, we'll be finished, man. Right. That's why, you notice a big part of Yahushua's ministry was one doing what? Miracles. And he was showing what? The disciples how to do it too. But he said the only way you could do this is through what? Through faith, man. So that was like Yahushua's mission when he was here. He was to, be that sacrificial lamb for the remission of the sins of Israel, starting with the elect, heal people, and then he sent, after he went to the spirit world and came back, that was when he sent the disciples into their apostleship. And they were hit with that power during the Pentecost. And that power descended from what? From an angel. Which I'm, through the spirit, I perceive it to be Yahushua that gave them that power from the heavens. But it's not written as such. But, to say the least, they received that power to be able to do what? Magnify the name of the Lord, man. When you got accounts, there's plenty of accounts in the especially in the Gospels, in the book of Acts, and so on and so forth, where Paul and Peter, you know, James, John was doing miracles, man.
Yeah.
They were doing miracles. You know, that's why they had to, you know, flee certain areas. That's why Yahweh Shai gave them certain instructions. If a city don't receive you, you shake the dust. Go to the next city. If whoever accepts you in your house, stay for a night, eat, drink, bless them, and go. You know, because he knew that they was about to receive a heavy dosage of power.
Yep.
And that's going to happen in these times, man. And Lord willing, the apostles and the elders receive that power to be able to magnify the name of Yahweh B'Shem Shai even more.
Yep, that's right.
I had a piece of you thought for instance.
Yeah, we gonna get with the elder finish.
Okay, yeah, I just got this one scripture. This Revelation chapter 11 and verse 3. It says, "And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,203 days, clothed in sackcloth."
Yeah, that links up what the brother about to get, brother Karatazar. Pretty much, this is only about the nation of Israel, man. But in particular, the prophets, the elect, you know. So we didn't prophesy 1,203 days. That's going into really the curses. We didn't experience it. You know, you lived out the curses, which is prophecy. But another part of prophecy is the power, man. He has to do that too. He did it before.
Yeah.
You know. It's more than,
Yeah, come. Verse 4, it says, "These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before the God of the earth. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth and devour their enemies."
Going back to Elijah, what you had just read, you know. So he did it for Elijah. But like you said, the Lord said how he's reserved 7,000 men, which represents the 144,000, which have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal. So the Lord is not going to give that power to only one man alone. You know, because even going back to how apostles always talk about the old school with High Priest Ariah, you know how the Lord, he's not going to give all the knowledge to one man. That's why certain things, you know, were off, you know, and it was like, man, you know, some of those breakdowns, it wasn't time for, you know, the Spirit to reveal it yet. But, you know, the Spirit revealed it through other men. So, but, you know, High Priest Ariah, he had a heavy portion. The same thing dealing with all the prophets, we got different portions, man. So where the Lord going to give, you know, certain brothers the ability to fly, certain brothers, you know, super strength, or we all got similar power. However he does it, but he's going to do it.
That's right.
You know, too many brothers have had visions of, you know, being on the move and people chasing them, but out of nowhere they flying somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or they're in a safe zone where they got all this food around them, you know, house guarded by angels, however the Lord got it.
Absolutely.
But this is going to happen.
Yep.
You know?
I got a little bit more. Jumping down to verse 11. Revelation 11 and 11. It says, "And after 3 days and a half," which that 3 days and a half represent the 350-year period in which Israel was catching hell, was in darkness. And when you look up the significance of the number 350 in the Strong's Concordance, that number 350, the number is to examine by torture or to closely examine. So that 350-year period was set up in the spirit for Yahweh B'Shem Shai to examine the nation of Israel through excruciating torture, through through curses, and it says a close examination. You know, when you look up, just Google Strong's 350. That's all you got to do, and you'll see it. You know, it's like, oh man. So that 3.5 days represent that 350-year period, and at the end of that 350-year period, the Lord used Elder Abba Bivens to draw back the children to the Father. He woke us up, you know.
And he puts a lot of emphasis on it because he constantly reiterates it. You know, in the book of Daniel, a time and times and dividing the time.
That's right.
You know, 42 months in Revelation.
Yeah. It's in,
You know what I'm saying?
Revelation 12 too will say times and times will be nourished from the face of the serpent.
Yeah.
So I mean, come on now. All right, because Jake will believe anything else, man.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
God, it says, "And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them."
The Holy Spirit, you know, that breath given to the dry bones.
What's Ezekiel 37?
Yep. It says, "And they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
Which that's us prophesying, actually speaking the word out there on the streets, doing live shows, the sit downs, mostly out there on the street because say we standing. Yep. But also they gonna see that power before we get up out of here. That's also why they gonna be afraid, man.
That's right. Yeah, because what's symbolic about when they say they stood upon their feet. That links up with Ezekiel the 37th chapter, the valley of dry bones. Remember, it said the sinews and the joints began to grow, and then what did Ezekiel say? He said, "Lord, can these bones live?" And then it say the spirit of breath, the breath of life, entered into the bones, and they live. So that's when that standing up represents power, stability. When you standing on your 10, you stable. And that's power. And a part of the Israelites always, whenever the Israelites stand up in the name of Yahweh Bashem Awashai, they always had power. They was never an ordinary nation. They were always a nation of people that did powerful things. When they were with the Lord, they always did powerful things. So whenever we stand on our feet in the Holy Spirit, being an Israelite in the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Awashai is pretty much it's packaged with power. You're not gonna be a servant of the Lord without power. That's why we're the princes of the power. It's pretty much like if you buy a PlayStation 4, it comes with a controller. It comes with auxiliary cords and it comes with certain equipment. That's what makes the game, is the accessories of it. The accessories of being a prince of the power in the right spirit, that's the key. In the right spirit, it comes with power.
There has to be a token that we're the Israelites. It has to be a signet,
I got something.
This is Sirach 36, and I'll start at the top. It says, "Have mercy upon us, O Lord, power of all, and behold us." Verse 2, "And send thy fear upon all the nations that not seek after thee. Lift up thy hand against the strange nations, and let them see thy power."
Time, bro. You jump down to verse 6.
Time, verse 6.
Yeah, we're going to get to close the precept.
Time. It says, "Show new signs and make other strange wonders. Glorify thy hand and thy right arm."
So, show new signs. That power is a new sign, man.
That's right.
For us getting that power in this time. All right? Because, hey, the people on planet Earth forgot, man. Especially Esau. And you know how terrible our power is, but you're doing your own thing, man. But the Lord has to awaken the earth, man. You know what I'm saying? And show them, like, nah, I ain't to be fucking with. And I'm going to show you that through my men.
Yep.
So, now go ahead.
I was going to say, Esau has records on us about things that we did that we don't even know. Esau got certain records about the different things that the Israelites did that we have no idea that our people even did. Because they have all the records of our people, man. And they know that, hey, we got to separate these people from their power, man. Period, point blank.
Yep. So this is
right.
Isaiah 40 and 29. "He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increases strength."
Yeah, it's talking about the Israelites, man. Esau wearing out the saints of the Most High. But that basically really brothers in the truth, though.
It says, "Even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall."
Yeah, we all in our 30s, broken down,
Verse 31, "Renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint."
It's not symbolic, one body. Right. One body is Satan. That's literal, man. And it says those that wait. The key thing is waiting. Why we wait for the power in the kingdom when we already gonna have the power?
Right.
So that it has to happen this time. Those guys didn't get out with the last.
All right, now this is the book of Joshua, chapter 5, verse 13. "And it came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him with a sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went unto him and said unto him, Art thou for us or for our adversaries? And he said, Nay, but as the captain of the host of the Lord, Yahweh Shai."
Now, who's the captain of our salvation, man?
That's right.
The captain, go back to the word cap, means head.
Yep.
You know?
And said, and now am I now come? And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and did worship.
And that's the proof that, hey, that's not Michael the Archangel. It's not Gabriel. That's Yahweh Shai. Because you're only supposed to worship Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. You know, so that's Yahweh Shai right there, man. You know, but he's amongst us, man.
That's right.
So he was with Joshua when they was going to war against our enemies, man. So he's with us today.
That's right.
You know?
And you know what I'm saying too? And that's Old Testament.
It's Old Testament.
It's Old Testament.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And it says, and saying unto him, what saith my Lord unto his servant? You know, and we brought that out just to show that Yahweh, all right, was always there, you know, when it came to the salvation of Israel. Man, shoot those wheels off the chariots of the Egyptians, all right, those Yahweh Shai and the heavenly host, man.
That's right.
You see, Yahweh Shai ain't new to this, man. And another thing, like Esau like to pride himself in his Air Force. We been had the Air Force, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, they like to pride themselves in the Navy.
We had that 4,000
We got
years
a
ago.
Navy.
Yeah, we had that 4,000 years ago, man. And Esau bragged about his jets and his technology. He's late, man.
You know what? Hey, the world like to act like Yahweh Shai knew to this. Like you said Yahweh Shai ain't new to this.
Yeah.
Hey, that's how Yahweh Shai was able to teach the things that he taught. He ain't new to this, man. He's not new. Like you say, the Air Force, the everything, like y'all just invented in the 1800s how to fly. Like he been knowing about flying.
Yeah.
You know,
That's old.
He was walking on water.
Right.
You know.
Hey, you know, Esau, you know, he got the three branches of military, the Air Force, the Army, and the Navy, which is air, land, and sea. Not considering that the 144,000 is the super soldiers on the earth. That's the Army. The Leviathan, that's the Navy. And the Angels is the Air Force, man.
And what they just made a space force. We Jared's been
They
be on the
man,
space
come
force,
on, man.
You late, man.
Hey, to be honest, shit, when the elect get power, we can fight the goddamn fighter jets in the sky.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You bring them down like in the movie Brightburn. Remember he bought the plane down? You know? So hey, Esau knows these things is coming his way. As he sees these prophecies unfolding, he's taking in consideration that these people are about to get power. He's not just sweeping these prophecies with the rug as if it's just a episode of Martin. You know, whatever. Like, no, he entertains the fact that there will be certain men that's going to get power. He's not sleeping on that.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, this is war, man. You know, but like I said, how the Lord Yahweh Shai got new to it. That's why he's called the beginning of the creation of the Most High. You know, which he was Adam. He was the actual, you know, he was Adam himself. But like he's the actual beginning of the creation, man. You know, the first spirit begotten. But the point is, the first spirit begotten is going to endow his men with that power, man. So with that, brothers, out here closing those statements. All right, well, with that, you know, we hope you brothers were edified. You brothers are the hopeful elect out there, man. Hey, stay strong. Hey, brothers don't get that power if you stay faithful, okay? Yeah, you know, hey, Esau, he gonna come for brothers, but brothers that are gonna be martyrs, is gonna have to taste death. That's their life.
Yeah, hey, so with that, you know, hopefully you were edified. We're gonna give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakapadash.
All right, double honors to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone. Hey, peace, safety to and much love to the elect. Stay strong. Hey, believe in that power, man. Hey, it's yours. You know, Shalom.
Shalom. Good, brother.